All right, so what's going on? I want to give y'all a quick update here on what's going on with the Jonathan Major story and its implications for the future. Just so you know, programming note, tonight is the final episode of The Mandalorian Season 3. I will have my review up either in the middle of the night when it ends or tomorrow morning, depending on how I feel. And, sometimes I don't want to stay up because I don't feel too good and I want to get my sleep. It just depends, but the whole world's eyes will be glued on this finale. So I will give my thoughts on that and a review on The Mandalorian Season 3 later on this week. But first, I want to talk about this Jonathan Majors story here. I want to thank Real to Real for sending this over because this is actually from yesterday, but the story is still developing. Jonathan Majors dropped by Manager Entertainment 360 following domestic violence charges. So this story is not over yet. I had a friend of mine text me saying that John Majors is already innocent, or he's already been proclaimed innocent, and I'm not really sure if we've gotten that far yet. So it says here, let's go ahead and go through this. It says, Jonathan Majors and his talent manager Entertainment 360 have parted ways. An insider has confirmed to Variety. This is from Variety. The development comes 3 weeks after the Creed 3 and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania actor was arrested on charges of assault and harassment in New York in late March. I did do a video previously, which I'll link to at the end, where I broke down the text messages between him and his girlfriend and how there's two possibilities there. But I also talked about how a lot of people from within the industry are going out now saying that this guy's like narcissistic and coming out now and saying things about him. And again, there's two ways it can go, man. Some people have vendettas, whereas others, in another situation, it could be that maybe they don't have vendettas. Maybe they were just scared to say anything, but now they feel less afraid because it's now going public. People tend to come out of the woodwork whenever something like this happens. So Majors has also been dropped by his former public relations manager, the Lead Company. A source with knowledge of the PR company confirmed that the actor was removed as a client last month. Now, this does not look good. This does not look good because, obviously, like I've mentioned in previous videos, innocent until proven guilty. And these companies could just be doing that so that they avoid the bad PR. These companies could be doing it as a safety precaution, and they could bring him back later if he is acquitted of these charges. However, what also could be going on is they know something. It could be that maybe he told them something, maybe somebody else told them something, maybe somebody who works within these companies experienced something in the past with Jonathan Majors that correlates to the behavior he's being accused of doing in New York, and maybe they had enough power or wrote up something that had enough stroke with the upper management to where they removed him. That's why when I do these videos, unlike a lot of other channels here on YouTube who would like to sensationalize their news, I try to give you two different perspectives. And I know that most of you guys appreciate that and you respect it because there's usually more than one side to a story, right? And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we don't know this guy personally. I've never met Jonathan Major. I've seen him in a few movies. I don't know him. So I can't give a firsthand testimony or account of him actually being this way. And we've seen the legal system screw innocent people, while at the same time we've seen the legal system let guilty people go. So I'm trying to just be as fair and impartial as possible. Yes, I am a Marvel fan. Yes, I loved Creed 3, but I'm not going to let my fandom get in the way of looking at this logically. And I know a lot of people on the internet don't like to look at things that way. And to me, it's kind of an immature thing. You have to look at this guy as a person, not as Kang the Conqueror. You understand? Not as Dame. He is John Majors. So no comment has been made by Entertainment 360. It says here that he was arrested in Manhattan. We already discussed that story. His woman, I guess, was 30 years old. They said that he choked her, but then she went around saying that, no, it's not what you think. That's not what happened, and tried to get the phone away from him. It says that she was hospitalized for minor injuries to her head and neck. How did these injuries happen, though, if he didn't put his hands on her? Did she attack him first? Is it a toxic relationship? Or is it a situation where he really is guilty and he put his hands on her first? The unfortunate thing is the way that society is, even if you're with a toxic person, who physically strikes you, if you are famous, like Jonathan Majors is now, especially this year, you got to figure out how to control yourself because you're the one with the career. You're the one who has more to lose. That's just the truth. It says here, Majors' legal team has denied that the assault took place, alleging that evidence exists that would clear the actor of the charges. So they're saying it didn't even happen. But if it didn't happen, then why does she have neck injuries? See what I'm saying? So something happened, and we have to get to the bottom of what it is, or at least the lawyers do. Says here, Mr. Majors completely denies assaulting the woman. Majors' criminal defense lawyer, Priya Chowdhury, I've talked about her before. It is said in a statement the week after the arrest, Chowdhury also released a series of text messages that were allegedly exchanged between Majors and the 30-year-old woman to further contextualize the situation. I did cover those, and even then I talked about how there's two sides to it. One side to it could be that, damn, this looks pretty sus. It looks like he's guilty. On the other side of it, like he's gaslighting her, controlling her. On the other side of it, it could just be that there was a misunderstanding between the two and the cops. These things do happen. And because this is a high-profile actor, it's going to make the news. The unfortunate truth is that these kinds of like physical altercations between couples, they happen multiple times a day all over the country, but they never make the news because they're not famous people. And it's just something that happens. The cops show up, whatever. It sucks, but it's the way it is. But because it's Jonathan Majors, that changes things. You know what I mean? That makes it much more high profile. It talks about how he's still set to reprise his role as Kang in the upcoming movies. Right now, we do not know if he's going to stay on as Kang. Marvel have not issued a statement yet, or Disney, saying they're going to drop him. And it would be really difficult to drop him at this point, especially with that mid-credit scene out there. So it's going to be quite the story. And, let's not forget that Ezra Miller did things that many feel is worse than what Majors is doing. And he's still going to be the Flash, at least for the time being. They could always change that. Says here that Majors earned critical praise for his performance in Magazine Dreams, which premiered at this year's Sundance Film Festival and was acquired by Searchlight Pictures only days before the actor was arrested. So, Deadline was first to report the break between Majors and Entertainment 360. So yeah, Deadline got the story first, and then Variety's reporting on it. Personally, like I said, innocent until proven guilty is the way that things need to go. And these companies dropping him is not indicative of him being guilty, but it doesn't look good. However, this is still a developing story, and like I always say, man, the guy's gonna have his day in court. Evidence has to come out. We have to see more of it. But people are already making up their mind. And you have a right to do that if you want to, but think about if it was you. What would you want? That's the hard part. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not saying he's guilty or innocent. I'm saying let's wait and see. Take care, y'all. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.